Hi, everybody. I just wanted to take a minute to explain to you the co-teaching benefits and limitations essay. Um, this essay is a little bit of writing to learn. One of the things that I research is co-teaching and the different models that are used in the co-taught classroom. As you enter into your teaching profession, there are going to be many times whenever you are partnered with another teacher. So it's important for you to have some kind of introduction to the different ways that you can partner when working with another teacher in your classroom. So basically what I want you to do with this essay, there are six recognized co-teaching models, um, and I want you to dedicate a paragraph to each model. And in that paragraph, let's say you're talking about one teach, one observe, that model. I want you to describe that model. What does it look like? Basically, the one teach, one observe model is one teacher is giving content instruction while another teacher is sitting back and observing the class. This model is used for things like data collection, if you have behavior issues happening. You can use it, like a lot of people use it for whenever they're doing their national board certification, so they can get feedback from another teacher about their own teaching practices. So there's lots of different ways that you could use that model. So you're going to describe the model for me. You're going to talk about the benefits of that particular model, because every model has a benefit and every model has a purpose. You're going to talk about the limitations of that model, and then you're going to talk about potential uses for instruction for that model. So if I was talking about the one teach, one observe, I would describe to you that it was a model where you have a lead teacher and then you have an observing teacher. And then I would talk to you about how that model could be beneficial because it provides an opportunity for reflection for the observing teacher. It provides an opportunity for data collection on student behaviors. It provides an opportunity for observing certain methods of teaching and if they might be more engaging than other methods for the lead instructor. And then I'm going to talk about the limitations of it, and that would be that perhaps that particular model has only one teacher leading instruction, so there's less of there's a higher student-to-teacher ratio than if both teachers were participating in the instruction. And then I could talk about the potential uses, which I've already kind of talked about with you, in that you could use it for data collection purposes. You could use it for national board observations and feedback from a colleague. Okay, so you're going to do that for all six models. I just basically gave you a rundown of what the one teach, one observe would look like. Then I give you a scenario, and the scenario includes Mr. Aggie and Mrs. Pete. And Mr. Aggie and Mrs. Pete are co-teachers, and they are trying to figure out which co-teaching model might work best for the scenario in their classroom. Here's the deal. There's really no wrong answer for this. I just want you to think about it critically. What are they trying to accomplish? What's the level of the content? How difficult is the content? And which of these models or multiple models might work best for delivering the instruction of this content? So that is your scenario that you're going to look at. And then you write a conclusion. At the bottom of the instructional sheet, I have the structure of the essay. Now, previously, I have really gone the full length and given you exactly what that essay would look like with a cover page. And, I gave you a little hints about what goes in each paragraph. I did not do that this time. This is called scaffolding. I gave you a little bit, or I gave you a lot of help at the beginning. I'm going to give you less help now. That does not mean that I don't want this essay to look any different from the previous essays that you've submitted for me, okay? So I've given you the headings this time, but I haven't actually created the document for you. So your headings are introduction, and I've given you the 6 names of the models, so each model has a paragraph dedicated to it. The application of knowledge, which is where you're talking about what you're going to do with the Mr. Aggie and Mrs. Pete scenario, and then a conclusion to your paper. The other thing that I really want you to remember is that you have 3 required research supports. Now, you can use your textbook as one of those research supports, but I do want you to do a little digging. Find some co-teaching research. I'm going to give you some names out there that are big names in co-teaching. Wendy Morosky is a big name. Marilyn Friend is a big name. Lisa Deeker is a big name. So if you search any of those names and co-teaching, then you should come up with some pretty good pieces of information that you can use as research supports in your essay. So please email me if you have any questions, and I'd be happy to help. Good luck on this.